I couldn't think about a better way to start my week than to talk to you, mother, about cars, yo. So let's hit it right now. Let's get going with this shit. It's been a while, and I've been making some vlogs. Honestly, I'm just moving, basically. That's basically it. And also, I'm doing this podcast because my wife just got here, and I'm trying to hide right now in this room and just talk a little bit about the things that make our balls grow hairs on them, the things that make our dicks get strong, the things that make us horny. And that's cars for most of us, for you, for me. So let's hit it right now. Honestly, Farhan, which is a big member of this community, and I fucking adore this kid, is the one who told me, dude, you need to make some lives too where you talk to us about cars and whatnot. And I agree. I 100% agree. I just feel weird because it feels like I ran out of money and now I live in this one bedroom apartment and that's where I eat, that's where I sleep. That's not where I fuck because I'm married. So you guys know how that goes. No one shows this to Belen. No one. If anyone shows this to Belen, it'll be a problem. And I know that I could put a green screen right here, but I'm wearing green right now, and that would be honestly terrible. No, but the reality is we already have a new place. We're moving by the end of this week. I just have to go to Vegas this weekend. I have to go to Vegas for me. I suffer so much, guys. Please help me out. I I suffer so much. But today I want to talk to you guys about a bunch of stuff. I want to get back to the time that we used to do the automotive news. I want to talk about some car stuff that's really exciting. I want to talk about some personal stuff and mostly in the car world thing. Yeah, I'm not, don't worry about it. I'm not telling you about my pains and how old I am and how my back hurts and how when I sleep to the side, my hip starts hurting. I'm not talking to you guys about that, right? Because that'd be weird. So, either way, I have a good show for you guys today. And I don't know where I want to start. I want to start with the EVs. I think I do want to start with the EVs right here. Yes. Are you guys seeing my screen right now? Let me see if I am. All right. So, what was it? A few weeks ago, I was online and I was on Twitter, and people told me that the e-tron right now, the e-tron GT, was half the price of what it was when it came for sale a year ago. Literally, these cars were $120,000, and right now they're going for about $50,000. Good news is this one is about to sell. The sale's pending. But look at this, guys. You can buy these fucking cars for $57,000, and I guarantee you lowball the fuck out of these people, you'll be able to get one of these puppies. And look at them. I mean, the wood's fucking hideous in this one, but they're so nice. They're still Audis. And the design outside is so sexy. I was telling Belen, I was like, would you want one of these? Because I'll fucking buy you one right. I'll buy you one right now. If you like this, I'll buy you one right now. $57,000. I feel like Chris Rock needs $50 million. Who do you think you got, Chelsea Clinton? I really can't believe how big of a bath these EVs have taken. And look at them. They're so nice looking. The sticker on this one, let's see how the fucking affected this guy. $110,000 was brand new. This is 50% of what it was a year ago. This is a 2022. And tell me, this is not sexy. This one only has 2,200 miles, guys, by the way. 2,200 miles. I feel like I'm not going to be able to finish the podcast. I'm just going to run out and buy one of these right now. This one has carbon fiber in it. Are you kidding me? Now, the reason why this is happening, and a lot of people are thinking that the EV market as a whole is collapsing, which is not. The only thing collapsing is my asshole after I eat Chipotle. The real thing that's going on right now is this is the problem. Are you guys ready? The number right here. The range. The range on these cars is pathetic. And also the charging capabilities of them is pathetic. It's terrible. And that's why they're selling for what they're selling right now. Because let's face it, who wants to drive a car or who can afford to drive a car that will only have a 200-mile range and then you need to charge it for hours on end? And the biggest problem that they have is Tesla now is doing the deals where they're going to allow people to charge their cars right there and then in their charging stations. Not everyone's on board yet. More and more companies are getting on board, which I appreciate. For GM, Rivian, which, my God, dude, finding chargers for these cars is the biggest pain in the ass. But if you have the charging stations, these cars are so sick. And I'm a person that doesn't drive that long. And when I drive that long, I take my Tesla. I think it's phenomenal. I don't care about look at this car. Look at this car. Look at the seats in the back. Tell me this is not sick. Who on the chat right now thinks this is sick? Please, please tell me who thinks this is sick. Am I missing anything? It is absolutely ridiculously cheap right now to buy one of these cars. And they're fully loaded, by the way. I don't understand. They're so cool. I just feel like I legitimately feel like there's so much money being left out in there. And just because of the charging and just because of the price range, if you can make it work, if you have a charger at home, by the way, it's the nicest thing in the world. You don't have to go to a gas station. You don't have to deal with a homeless guy. You don't have to deal with a person that's asking conveniently for gas money because his car ran out of gas and his car's right there with all of his family. And then the guy pulls out a knife and he just fucking shanks you. You don't have to deal with that shit, guys. You can just charge your car at home. Isn't that nice? I really think that these cars are extremely underpriced and undervalued. But the thing is, more and more keep coming for sale at cheaper and cheaper prices. So am I going to go and try to catch a knife? This is what people in the investment community, such as myself, someone as important as me in the investment community, calls a falling knife. You don't want to catch it because you might cut yourself. So that means the price might even go lower. So that's one of the things I wanted to talk to you guys about. Then I was also exploring the interwebs, and I stumbled upon a very interesting thing. Let me share that with you guys right now. Hang on. Can I stop sharing that? Let me do that. Okay. Sorry, I'm old. This is new to me. So let me share the screen yet one more time. Which one are we? Oh, X. Okay. So this is in Spanish. Don't pay attention to it. Translate post. There you go. So Aston Martin, in January, February of 2021, my uncle, Lawrence Stroll, who, by the way, if you didn't know this, my family is super rich. Lawrence Stroll is my uncle. Yeah, because Lawrence Stroll is half Mexican. Bought around 16% of Aston Martin shares, total shares, for a cost of 590 million pounds. I'm sorry, for a cost of 590 pounds a share, right? So he spent about, I believe back then it was $199 million, $210 million, depending on the exchange rate. I don't have it right here. And today, which was, when was this published? Does it have a date? October 30th. So 7 days ago, someone sold, and I want to know this right. I want to get this right. Someone sold around 250 million pounds at 213 pounds per share. That's basically 50% of the price. That means my uncle, again, you can verify this, Lawrence Stroll is half Mexican. And we don't do fake news in this channel. Come on, guys. That would be bullshit. What is this? You know, I'm not going to get into, CNN or Fox News. Everyone gets so upset. But what are we, a fake news channel? Right here, this is where they bought. And right here, this is where they sold. And now, I may not be an expert at a lot of things. And I might not be an expert at investments. But I know for a fact they took a fucking bath on that. A bath. And now here's the deal. Lawrence Stroll, when he purchased the thing, he was promising us that he was going to put all these nice things in there. That he was going to make a new Vanquish, and he was going to make a new DBS, and he was going to make all these new cars. And then he had the Valhalla. And then he convinced everyone that works at an Aston Martin dealership that he was remaking the Valhalla into something even racier, something better, because he really cares. And I told you guys from the start, my uncle, one more time, Lawrence Stroll, who's 59% Mexican, keeps increasing every time we mention it. My uncle Lawrence Stroll, he just wanted to make a quick flip. Why do I believe this? Because he grabbed all of the parts. He started dealing with Mercedes, doing deals with Mercedes, getting the engines, getting their gearbox, he also started doing hiring people from Mercedes, like Tobias. Remember Tobias, the head of AMG? He hired that guy, and he hired a bunch of other dudes. So he was hoping that he was going to do a flipperoo, and Mercedes probably was going to buy him. Now, on top of this, as you guys know, my uncle Lawrence Stroll, who's 62% Mexican, this number keeps growing by the second. He also had a team from Formula One that he bought from an Indian guy. And it's not what you guys think. He didn't steal their land or anything like that. It's Indian from the other side of the world, the ones that we can still call Indians. And he bought a team called Racing Point, and he paid about $90 million for it, right? So, of course, some of the money that he invested in Aston Martin, Racing Point, he did a blah, blah, blah. And before you know it, Racing Point became Aston Martin in Formula One. A lot of people don't know this. The team is Racing Point. The title sponsor, if you want to call it that, is Aston Martin. It's not really Aston Martin's F1 team. It's the title sponsor. It's the big guy, right? So now that I was on the other side of the planet, people from the other side of the planet, and I will not mention the other side of the planet, but let's just say that they have a lot of money, like a lot of money. Those people want to buy Aston Martin, but they don't want to buy the corporation. They just want to buy the Formula One team. And I know that when they were negotiating this, which was somewhere around the dates that we saw that sale happen for Aston Martin stock, they said, we're not interested in anything but the Formula One team. And to my uncle Lawrence Stroll, he was trying to sell the fucking whole thing package. Seems like he got out of that position. But the good news for those of you Aston Martin fans, Formula One fans, and everything is, it seems that one of the sponsors on the car, and I'm not going to say which one because I have too much information, insider information. And if you want it, just call me. I'll give it to you for free. Just call me. I got you, motherfuckers. I got you. Seems like one of those sponsors that's already on the car wants to buy all of the Formula One team. And they're not taking, I know this for a fact, that they're not taking actually Aston Martin as a whole, that they don't care about the company. They want the Formula One team, and they're going to change the name of it. That's the appealing thing. But guess how much money my uncle Lawrence Stroll is asking for that investment. And again, he paid $90 million for it back then. Like, I can't remember how many years ago. I want to say like 2018, 17, 16, somewhere around those dates. I can't really remember, so please don't take this to the bank. I know that my word's value is just like gold. So this, please don't take to the bank. They're not going to give you your gold. Obviously, I'm making fun of myself because it's worthless, my word. My uncle Lawrence Stroll wanted $800 million. $800 fucking million, son. $800 million for the Formula One team. Are they going to pay it? And this is where I'm sorry. It's so hard for me to really see this and make it make sense, because the reality is anyone can buy Haas for nothing, and then you can invest in it. The only thing that Aston Martin has going on for itself in Formula One right now is that they also invested in the whole infrastructure of the thing. And because you invested in infrastructure, wind tunnel, and all of these simulators and blah, 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 all this crap, that gives you a competitive advantage right now because of the budget cap. Because in Formula One, to those of you who don't know, they don't allow you to spend more money than a certain amount. Just like in the NFL, just like in basketball. I think basketball has no budget cap. But in the NFL, you have a budget cap, right? Like a yearly salary cap. It's kind of like the same thing in here. So it would be dumb, in my opinion, to spend so much money on a team like that when you can just buy Haas and put some money into it and work with another company and share facilities. But $800 million is a lot of money. And if that deal goes through, my uncle, Lawrence Stroll, is going to make out at the end of it, because even though he lost money buying Aston Martin, the company, and then he probably flipped his shares for half the money that he did in all these years, the other business, the Formula One team, seems to be doing really, 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 really well. And specifically considering that Formula One is one of the biggest growing sports right now. You guys remember an American company, Liberty Media, bought it a few years back. That's why you saw the Netflix show with all the hot guys, and now all the women want to go to the Formula One races. My wife is coming with me to Vegas to watch Formula One. And let me tell you something. It's not because she wants to be with me that weekend. You know what I mean? Like she doesn't want to spend extra time with me. We live in the same fucking house. She wants to go because Carlos Sainz will be there, Charles Leclerc will be there, and all of these motherfucking good-looking guys are going to be there. So great, great job by Liberty Media. But now, which is something they bought for, I can't remember if it was $4 or $5 billion. The other side of the world, let's just say the same side of the world that wants to buy the Aston Martin team, wants to buy the whole thing. And they're at 20 something billion. They're at 21 billion right now and still up in the air and negotiating, which is a nice 4 to 5x from the original price, depending on how much they got it for. I think it's a great, great, great sale. Now, Liberty Media, are they going to say goodbye to this now that they have the US races and all this shit? We have Vegas, we have Austin, and now we have Miami too. So we have all these ones here in the US. Are they going to really let it go right now? I think they should. I don't think Formula One in the United States is working the way that they think it's working. I think it's bringing people from all over the world. I think people are going to spend all the money, no question about it, on it because it's really, really smart. But I just don't think there's that fandom for American teams. We have a driver called Logan Sargent, right? And he races for Williams. He's terrible, dude, terrible for Formula One. Obviously, he's a way better driver than me. He's better looking than me, and he can probably satisfy my wife better than me. But he's just not a Formula One level driver. And that's not the problem. The problem is, because we've seen it a couple times, Mario Andretti did this in IndyCar, and we'll talk about it in a second, where they're trying to bring an American driver just because they think people will support it. No one, guys, go to a Formula One race. I dare you. I fucking dare you. I challenge you to do this. Go to a Formula One race and look up for someone with a Logan Sargent t-shirt. Just try to find one. The thought behind this is that, oh, we're Americans. We're all going to support our boy, Logan Sargent. No one. No one. And when I say no one, I mean no one gives a flying fuck about Logan Sargent. So, Logan Sargent, my friend, I'm sorry. It's not looking good. And the thing is, you're also not marketable at all. It's like a straight up vanilla dude that's from the United States racing in a shitty team, which Williams now is getting better because the new leadership, honestly, doing a hell of a job, and the new management and everything. James Ball is a fucking monster. Now the new team manager, killing it. But you have Alex Albon. People are supporting the shit out of the kid. People are following the story everywhere. It's just, I'm sorry, Logan Sargent, it's not working out. And then you have the same thing with Andretti. Mario Andretti is trying to buy a new, it's trying to bring a new Formula One team to the grid, which in my opinion is retarded to have 22 cars. He should just buy Haas. You're right. It's an American car company. It's the American company. Just buy Haas and its piece of shit infrastructure and then turn it into Andretti Cadillac thing. So obviously he's bringing Cadillac and Andretti together so he can bring in this monster of America into the United States again, into the Formula One thing. And the first move that my guy tries to do is bring Colton Herta from IndyCar, another American driver, with the same personality qualities as Logan Sargent, that doesn't even have enough points for the super license. You cannot drive a Formula One car without a super license. Ask Brad Pitt. Even Brad Pitt, that's shooting that film right now with Formula One and whatnot, that was shooting through the union shutdown and all that stuff because it's a different union. Even then, Brad Pitt could not drive a Formula One car. They equipped a Formula 2 car, I believe, and made it look like a Formula 1 car, but it was not a Formula 1 car. So you cannot drive a Formula 1 car without a super license. And a super license is very expensive, but more than that, it's really hard to get. There's only very few drivers that can become eligible a year to get one. And also, I know Colton Herta is fast, but he's not the fastest on the field. So again, they're making the same mistake. It doesn't matter if your driver is American or not. American people are not going to support it. You're looking at it right now in Williams. It'd be dumb to think that. It would be really, really dumb to think that. So that's just my take on it. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below, or let me know in the chat right here. Now, I want to talk to you guys about the McLaren thing, because you guys saw that I drove a 765 LT. And I honestly, wow. Wowie, wow. Honestly, I was blown away. You thought I thought the Senna was fast, dude. Oh, this is insane. It's so fast. It's so raw. It's rawer than the Wu-Tang Clan with all of their lyrics, right? Like, wow, why are my reference so old? I really fucking aged like 30 years in 4 years that I haven't been here. But it's incredible. It's an incredible car to drive. You feel like you're moving the world. The engine, a lot of people don't like this, but the vibration from the engine at low and high revs, it's my shit. I loved it. But a lot of people don't like it. I'm just finding out that now a lot of McLaren owners are messaging me and saying, like, I fucking don't like that. It feels like the car's going to break. Pussy, shut the fuck up. I'm just kidding. But I really liked it. So I honestly, and I got to tell you this, I went back and I said, I want to buy this car. I want to buy this car at McLaren Newport, where Incendios from, because that's where I got my Senna that burned down from. So I went back to McLaren Newport and I was like, all right, guys, you got me. I want this. I want this shit. Okay. How much do I need to pay you? And they gave me the price and everything. And the sad thing is, actually, the title of this video is when I try to flip him back my Huracan, they wanted to give me $100,000 less already. $100,000 less. So I already basically lost $100,000 of value in my poor Huracan, in my Strato, which, by the way, beauty. So I was thinking about it. I was like, all right, well, if I buy it, I need to buy it cash because I'm a fucking idiot, because I'm not fucking getting a loan in this market right now. Those interest rates are insane. Anybody else going and buying a car right now and looking at what the financing costs are, it is fucking retarded. So I ended up pulling out of that one, just like I always do. Hey, stay safe, guys. Stay safe out there. And I ended up not getting it, but only because it would be such a waste of money, $100,000 already on my fucking Sterrato to buy the car. And by the way, they would sell it to me at over sticker, of course. I don't think it's worth it right now. I think I'm just going to wait and see what happens. But man, did I like that McLaren. I really did. And the reason why I was fine going back to it is, and I got to say, shout out to Brooks at Drag Times. He told me, come on, you know you want it. You want the 765 LT more than anything. I was like, yeah, I do. But I would feel so stupid buying it after what the company did, right? Like after I got blamed for my own car fire and they just stayed quiet forever and they just pretended like nothing happened until Jerk Collector Senna caught on fire on worldwide TV. And then the other, what's the one? The Speedtail caught on fire at the gas station. I told him, I was like, I feel stupid. I feel retarded supporting that type of behavior and that type of a company and the way that they treated me to get a new car. And he told me, he said, just because of a few execs, you should not buy whatever you really want. And that really fucking hit me. But thank God, once I got to the dealership and they showed me how much money I was going to lose on my Huracan and how much extra they were going to charge me on that one, I ended up saying, no, thank you right now. So that's where we at with the McLaren. By the way, like I said, got a new house. We're getting a new garage, so we'll be able to finally get settled and we'll be able to do this thing right and we'll be able to drive it all around and then let's talk about cars going to the old format with the new format and mix it and match it. I want to do more talks with you guys because I feel like no one is just getting in and doing like car news. And I have I have some stuff prepared, but I don't know if I want to share car news right now. I think it's a little bit boring. I think we had a lot more to talk about before I realized like 25 minutes have gone by, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have more important things to do than listen to me. But I'll say this. Have you guys noticed the trend with Tesla? Right now, there is the Cybertruck that's coming out. Did anyone here put a pre-order in? I got 2. Anybody else? We got 2 up in this bitch. Why 2? Because I just want to get one. I don't care. I want to get one. And normally Tesla is pretty cool to people like me, Mexicans, because they employ us. No, I'm just kidding. Because they put us in front of the list and they give us cars. As long as you're on the list and you want to pay for your car, they'll be like, here, take it so that people can see it, right? Because Tesla's really good at marketing. And right now, how many people saw the black Cybertruck make the rounds in LA this weekend? And there's so many videos. This is something a lot of car people will not understand. There's so many people that look at those Teslas and go like, look at the panel gaps. Look at the gaps in the panels. It's just retarded. Can you believe people are buying these cars like this? And they go and feel better about themselves. And they probably go and stick a finger up their ass when they get home so they can feel even better about themselves. But the reality is, anyone here with Tesla, anyone here owns a Tesla? Anyone? I own a Tesla. I own a Tesla and I have owned a few Teslas. I like electric cars. I really do. But here's the deal. We're not buying the Tesla and going like, oh, look at my panel gaps. Because while I'm sitting in my Tesla and it's driving itself, and I know that every time there's a brand new car crash in it, the system gets better, the airbag deployment gets better, the seatbelt fastening gets faster, and all this stuff. Like all of these things are evolving so fast. And also, it's entertaining. It's a very smooth car to drive. I can charge it at home. It has an insane mileage range. I'm not thinking, I wonder how the people are looking at my car gaps on the outside, my panel gaps on the outside. Like, no one gives a fuck. No one. What's more important to everyone? Panel gaps, like the gaps in the panels, or being able to produce all of these cars, the technology, and making it fast charging. Because you know what? You want to buy a really sweet car that has great panel gaps or gaps in the panels? Go buy a Lucid. They look like sandwiches. They're incredible. Go get it. There's all 6,000 owners of them that really love them, right? No, it's a pain in the ass. The reason why EVs right now are having a bad rap, and it's taking everyone with them, it's because Ford, GM, Lucid, and pretty much everyone outside of Rivian and Tesla can't fucking figure out how to make cars. They can't. They can't figure out how to make these EVs. And the reason why the prices are dropping like crazy and they're on the news and everyone's grouping them all together is because apparently all EVs are the same, but they're not. Like when we moved back to Cali, Belen used to drive the Rivian everywhere in Texas, right? She told me, I fucking hate your Tesla. It has the weird steering wheel. I don't trust that it drives itself. All the stuff that your wife tells you, you know, that makes you love her so much. So she hated the Tesla. As soon as we moved back here, and I want to say this, we didn't drive a lot in Texas. Like, we just didn't. We were very happy at home. And then we had we lived around Big Cave, for those of you who are familiar with Austin. So it was a really nice area. So we didn't really drive back and forth between the city and this and that. Not a lot of miles that we had to go. And we could charge the car at home. Both cars. Didn't matter, really. But now Belen's driving a lot. And the first thing that she encountered was charging the Rivian takes fucking forever. And it's really hard to find chargers open. Like, really hard. And with Tesla, it's like... So right now, Belen has fallen mega in love with the Tesla. And do you know what car she's not driving anymore? The Rivian. She even gave it back to me and said, the Tesla's mine, the Rivian is yours. Until she gets her bullshit car, whatever bullshit car she ends up getting. I just didn't want to, I also didn't want to have a Lambo and an Urus or a G-Wagon parked outside while we're like renting this house. And it's like, why are these people renting this house? Right? So I don't want to do that. I didn't want to do that, but now it's a different story. So instead of buying Belen a car, I also bought myself a Turbo S at Obi's. And I also got another car that I'm looking at. I'm going to go see Obi after this. So either way, you don't buy a Tesla because of how well put together. We don't care. The car is incredible as is. Like, anyone that has had a Tesla that falls in love with it understands what I'm saying. If you don't, you don't. And I don't want to convince you to like Tesla. But every time the whole gap, the panel gaps and all that crap stories come out, it's ridiculous. It's like little kids insulting something that they don't understand. So I thought the Cybertruck looked awesome in matte black. By the way, for those of you who don't know, that was a wrap that they put on it. And I thought it was, If they just made it in that color, would be sick. By the way, what a great business for Tesla. You guys saw that they're wrapping their cars from Tesla. You can order a car and they'll wrap it for you. But I believe it's like at $11,000 or something like that. I mean, you can go to Vic and wrap it for $70,000. No, because of inflation. By my calculations, if inflation is 3% according to the government, and Vic charges $70,000, $70K, then Vic would charge around $256,000 right now for a wrap. So honestly, good for Vic, but I can't afford it. Seems like the Tesla deal is pretty cheap at $11,000. By the way, cars, what the fuck is going on with prices? I lived for 4 years, guys. It was not that long. Everything just, what? Who's buying these $4 million cars? And what do you guys do? Whose dick do I need to suck? Again, I need to ask these questions openly so I can catch up on my car market thing. Either way, Farhan, you're not missing anything, dude. I gave you credit at the beginning of this because I said, I came back, you told me we should do like some shooting the shit sessions right here. So here we are shooting the session, the shit with you guys. And yeah, so we're here. Anything you guys want to talk about? Basically, this was my whole spiel, 31 minutes of bullshit by Alejandro. And now let's get into the chat, because at the end of the day, we're talking about cars and we're all doing it together. Any hypercars you like, dude, Christian, I saw the Batista, which is the Nevera, right? The Rimac Nevera right now with the Pininfarina body. Oh my, it's one of the most gorgeous things I've ever seen in my life. So gorgeous. Now, would I buy a hypercar and be electric? I don't think so. I think we're living, I was talking to Jer Collector in Qatar. I met him and I had a great time with him. He is the man, by the way, the fucking man. And he was telling me that out of I actually don't know if he wants that to be shared, but he really likes his AMG 1. Let's just say that. Loves his AMG 1. And I think if I were going to buy something stupidly crazy right now, which, by the way, I'm not touching any of that shit because I cannot use leverage. I'm not financing anything right now. I still need to buy houses. So I'm getting ready for some stuff. I'm not going to bore you guys with details. So I'm not getting any debt whatsoever. So I'm not leveraging anything. Anything I'm buying is just full cash right now because I don't want to jump into that train. And no, I'm not getting a $2 million car right now. My money can be spent in a billion other ways that will make me so much more money than just buying a $2 million car right now. If leverage was available, I instead of buying the fucking Huracan, I would have bought instead of putting $500,000 there, I would have bought one of those cars because the payments aren't crazy. Well, related to the numbers now, they're crazy, right? They were not crazy. So I think the AMG 1 would be it. I heard, I also met another dude in Qatar. And by the way, he's the man who bought a Valkyrie. And he was telling me all about it. And I also know some people that have some. And I think the AMG 1, for a while, I hopped on the Valkyrie train, and especially because of Newey. But now that I know that halfway through the project, they took it away from them, I don't know how I feel about the Valkyrie right now. I think my bipolar self is going to go with the AMG 1. I would buy that because it's a Formula 1 car for the street. And I know the setup is not the same, blah, 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 but it's kind of like that exercise. And I know the AMG 1 has like all of these super expensive things and maintenance and the service and the same thing with the Valkyrie. But I feel like if you're going to spend that kind of money, it would be on something like that. I love the Chirons. Don't get me wrong. The Chirons, they're beautiful and they're very easy to drive. And there goes my wife in the Tesla. I love it. By the way, let me write down Chiron before I forget. But by the way, I live in an Asian neighborhood. I live in Irvine right now. And everyone's Asian around me. I found out Asians are my people, my fucking people. We go out on early walks, early runs, early workouts. We don't talk to each other. We look at each other. We respect each other. Everything is safe. They're quiet. They don't want to mess with you. They don't want to know anything about you. I don't want to know anything about them. I fucking love them. But one thing that fucking cracks me up every day, all day, is I'm sitting here and I hear all day, all day. When it's the morning and they go pick up their they go drop off the kids at school. It's a festival everywhere. It's incredible hearing all these fucking electric cars. I love it. I love it. So right now I heard that and I just turned around, but this time he's Belen. So as you see, we're honorary Asians now. Either way, I was telling you, the Chiron, I love the Chiron. There's no denying it. But I think now all of the versions are so washed up. Like it's so much. It's too like I would be happy with the base Chiron and awesome shit. Like the new ones, I understand that they got to do the, the this and the that, but it's getting ridiculous, in my opinion. Do you guys think it's getting ridiculous or not? Either way, I'm going back here, reading the comments. Farhan, am I going to the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, right? I'm not going anymore. I have so much fucking shit to do right here. I'm going to go to Vegas. If any of you guys are going to the F1 Grand Prix in Vegas, I'll see you guys there. Please come say hello and let's talk some cars. Am I going to hang out with Shmi 150? I literally just got this morning I was messaging with Tim, and there's a big possibility that I'm going to see him very soon, which I'm excited. I haven't seen Tim in fucking years, man. It feels like an eternity. What do you think about mortgage rates being like 7%? It's bad, dude. It's fucking bad, right? There's no houses moving. That's right. Na la na la na 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 da 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 da. That's your name, right? And you got to sing it every time you say it. What do I think about the Porsche Taycan? So that's another one that's interesting, right? The Taycan, which is for those of you who might not be so well versed in cars, it's the electric Porsche, the 4-seater electric Porsche. Beautiful. And they also have the crossover one, the Grand Touring. What the fuck are they called? The one with the hatchback trunk. Oh, I think it's one of the most gorgeous cars ever. And I was debating whether or not I should get one right now because they're so cheap. Because no one wants it because of the range. Like, and this is what I said from day one when they were coming out. The range is too poor. And not poor like everybody in LA now. But the range is just poor. You can't go anywhere. And if you're driving in a big place like LA, which from one corner to the other one, you're going to run the charge the fuck out. You don't want to stop anywhere and charge for fucking 10 hours. It's a pain in the ass. So I think for me, it would really work well to get a Taycan or a Taycan. I've never known how to pronounce it. I think it would do really well for me because it's beautiful. I love it. I love the way it sounds. I know Mate Rimac is behind a lot of it and all that stuff. So makes me excited. But I would have to find a good deal. F1 Qatar was awesome. How do you think Vegas is going to be? Christian, I had a great time in Qatar. But every time I go to that side of the world, dude, they treat you so well. I know that not a lot of people don't have a chance to go to that side of the world, but man, clean, no crime, security everywhere. You fuck around and you find out right away. Beautiful. The people are so welcoming. They're so nice. The food is finally good. The first times that I went to Dubai, dude, the food was garbage. It was eating like at the worst restaurant by the beach, because normally beach towns have shit food in Mexico. Not all of them, but most of them. And it was like that, at least from the past. And now the food was incredible. I had a Chiconi's at the hotel that we were staying at, which if you ever go to Qatar, I'd suggest staying at the Ned. They didn't pay me to say this. I swear to God. No, they didn't pay me to say this, but at the Ned, they had a Chiconi's downstairs. So every time I ate was a Chiconi's. And it was the greatest, fanciest strip ever. Everything was delicious. People were so kind. The staff wrote us a fucking note on the cake that, I don't know, it's so magical. I love that side of the world. So when should we expect an economic crisis? I would say the economic crisis is here for all of you guys waiting for it, because in 2008, let's look at the results. We didn't have, people couldn't afford houses, right? And it was because they were unemployed. Right now, they cannot afford houses, but they're employed, which I think it's way worse because now there's people with so many jobs and they can afford even to live compared to 2008. In 2008, your biggest problem was I'm unemployed. I need to figure out the job market while it levels out, and then I can get a job, and then with that, I can afford everything. But man, this scenario, I think this scenario is way worse than the one in 08. The problem is not a lot of people remember what it felt like in 08. To my humble opinion, we're already at a worse spot than we were back then. We didn't have as much crime. We didn't have as many homeless. We didn't have stores shutting down at the level that they're shutting down right now. We didn't see Dwayne Reed, Rite Aid, all these fucking pharmacies go out of business. We didn't see Target shutting down stores. We didn't see Best Buy shutting down like all these stores. And again, most importantly, we saw people that were just unemployed, not being able to afford shit. But now no one can afford anything. So I think it's way worse. And also, when everything is worth a lot more because things are not going up just a little bit, guess what? The results of everything look great because, man, 70% of people bought the same thing. Great. The numbers are fucking fantastic. They went up twice in price. Saludos, Kiko, hasta Rio de Janeiro. Revuelto or an SF90? I am very tempted at getting that Revuelto. I really, really, really want one. I am containing myself. I really am trying everything I can to not call the dealership and just order one. I loved it. I saw it in person. I got a chance to get in it and whatnot. And I know that Newport's getting their demo probably before the end of the year. And I don't know if I'm spoiling anything. And if I am, I'm sorry, guys. You told me, so I'm just a regular guy. I love it. The SF90 was really cool, though. When and by the way, a lot of people might not know this. The reason why I didn't get my SF90 is I flipped it when they were $1 million. They collapsed. It was the summer, got the car. They were $1 million. And I was like, this is the peak of this shit. There's no way they're going to go up higher in price. So I sold it, to be completely honest with you guys. And I know Ferrari's never going to sell me another car brand new. Fuck that, dude. Fuck that. I'd rather just wait. And by the way, Ferrari's really nice to me these days. I love those guys. I love all the marketing guys. In case you're watching, thank you for everything. Thank you for existing. Thank you for your messages. Thank you for watching my videos. What do you look for in cars nowadays? This is interesting. So number one, I like being comfortable. I don't like being uncomfortable. That's number one. So I think that's a bigger priority now than it was ever before. That's for sure. The second, I always like cars to be really fast. The reason why I like fast cars is because they're safer in my view. So if I need to pass someone, I need to get away from something, a fast car will do that for me rather than a slower car. Whenever I'm passing someone on the freeway, bam, 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 downshift and pass them instantly. Or in my Tesla, I just fucking demolish them, smash on the gas, smash on the electric pedal, and just fucking through them. Feels way safer. I think, like I said, being comfortable is another one. I also like, I love sounds, all sorts of sounds, even in electric cars like the Taycan or the Taycan, whatever the fuck it is, sounds so good. I know it's electric and I know it's fake, but remember that back then, like with Farshad in 2018, we were making jokes about like you're going to be able to do a catalog of sounds and you're going to select what did you want it to get. It's kind of like that. I feel like we're at that point in time. And like I said, I thought I would be more obsessed with getting more electric cars, but I'm not. I want to have a Tesla, which is the only thing I want to focus on. I want to have my Cybertruck. And then the rest, I want to have gas-powered cars. And I know I changed my mind and all that stuff. There's new information that I found out about that leads me to believe that fuck those guys. And I'm buying some cars with engines, naturally aspirated. That sounds great. And I actually want to say this, Monk Crew. I think that gas-powered cars, like collector's item gas-powered cars, if in this downturn, I had all the money in the world, which I have some money, but I'm spending it on property instead of cars, being completely honest with you. But if I had like that amount of money again, like a double that, like double what I have, I would buy fancy, hard to get, naturally aspirated or twin turbo or any of those gas powered cars. They're going to be a piece of history. We're closing down. We're towards the end of that. And especially now that Porsche pulled out of the biofuels for the private sector, which is us, I think everything is going to be a Tesla, dude. Before, I was like, oh, everyone's going to have an electric car from all of their brands. I really do think everything is going to be a Tesla because he's beating them with economics, with math. And that's something that Ford and GM clearly never understood. And right now it's too late, even if they understand it. So I think every car is going to be electric. So I would get like the super fucking rare, odd, like the Sterrato is one of the greatest examples. I think the Sterrato is so polarizing and some people hate it so much and some others love it so much. Those normally are the cars that do best in the long run. When you buy something like that, like the Senna, remember how much people fucking hated the Senna and how much people love the Senna? I think that's another polarizing car that is going to be a classic, and lots of those. So I think it's a combination of everything. And to be honest with you, I don't have any predispositions as to what car I want to get, because then I would close my mind to getting other stuff that I wouldn't think are cool. And if anything, if I've learned anything on YouTube and doing all this shit, is there's always stuff that surprises me. Always. What properties am I looking? Commercial or residential? I'm looking at residential. I think commercial is a weird one because commercial real estate will only start going up in value when crime becomes illegal. I know it sounds weird, but until crime becomes illegal, commercial real estate is in the shithole. Revuelto daytime running lights just ruin it. You think so? I think they're so gorgeous. I love the new design language by Lamborghini. I am madly in love with that. Did I drive the 296 GTB? Sub 93, motherfucker. You better go back on the channel and go look at that video. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And it was unreal. I'm fucking believe. I love it. Love it. Actually, it's one of the cars that has surprised me the most, because I was expecting, years ago, I told you guys that Ferrari was making a V6 hybrid and no one believed. I have the insights. I mean, some people just tell me shit. And no one believed that they were going to make that. They were like, no, it's impossible. Ferrari people would never allow for smaller engines. Let me tell you something. It's irrelevant how small the engine is. It feels, the power is incredible. The way it handles, dude, unreal. I came out of the dealership. I made a ride in Austin, and I remember it takes me to a really long straight road. And I was going to making the first ride. I accelerated, and the first thing the car wanted to play, but then the car planted itself and just went. And I was like, whoa, 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 what is this? Apparently, it's the ground effect arrow that they have. So now car makers are focusing, kind of like Formula One, on ground aero effects, which makes a big difference. At least that's what they told me was what made it so good. Carlos, you have a $100,000 budget for a fun car. What would you suggest? Man, this is a good one because there's a lot of things within the price range for you right now. Number one, if you want something new, something classic for the future, drive a manual, blah, 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 Cayman GT4. I love the GT4. I adore the GT4. I'm thinking so hard about getting a GT4 RS. Like, I shouldn't, but I want one so bad. So bad. I think it's one of the funnest cars in the world. Then I also bought myself a Lotus, the new one. I think it's called the Amira. Is it? I don't even know what Lotus I ordered, but I think it's called the Amira. And it's like, dude, it's slow, which kind of like the GT4. This is something underrated. We all want super fast cars, but also super fast cars are boring because you get from A to B so fast. Like you're coming out of a corner, and I love doing this in my Tesla like a total dick. Coming out of a corner and just fucking smash it and just go and sticks to the ground. But before you know it, you got to brake so hard because then you're at the next turn. With the Lotus, for example, I'm driving. It's a manual. I go first gear. Burn. And sticks to the ground. But before you know it, you got to brake so hard because then you're at the next turn. With the Lotus, for example, I'm driving. It's a manual. I go first gear. Burn. And sticks to the ground. But before you know it, you got to brake so hard because then you're at the next turn. With the Lotus, for example, I'm driving. It's a manual. I go first gear. Burn. second gear. And it's so slow. And it's making all the noise in the world. The steering is perfect. The gearing is great. It's like the last of its kind before Geely really makes over the brand. Love it. So I would recommend those. You can never go wrong with the 911 either. 911s are insanely good as far as Porsche goes. They're incredibly good. I don't like Corvettes, so maybe you want to get that opinion from someone that likes them. I don't enjoy them. It's a feels like a very cheap car to me, and I don't know. There's something about like the Corvette trying to be more pretentious. Like the Corvette's trying to upsell me, but I look down on it. If that makes sense, I don't know how to say that. I agree. The Taycan might be the most beautiful sedan out right now, in your opinion. I think so too. One douche times. I hope Brooks never sees this. 1,000 horsepower Taycan Turbo GT coming soon. Better range and beat the Plaid by 10 seconds. I am excited to see that. I hope that's true. But the thing is, Tesla has been doing this for so long, it's going to be hard for them to just beat it. Let's see. What are your thoughts on home price index rebounding to all-time highs despite the high rates? Trend says up. No, this is Farhan. This is just identical to 2008. No matter what anyone tells me and what charts you're looking at and whatever, this is different. I'm sorry, this is not different. This is the same. The reason why it's the same is simple. Actually, that's not true. You could be right in one scenario. If they drop rates, which is a big possibility, then we're going to be stuck in a hyperinflation loop like you've never seen before. And then prices will go up, but that'll be just in hyperinflation mode. And if they drop rates, I would buy a house instantly, because they would go up like crazy again. So in my world, I cannot lose my bet, because if I just sit on the sidelines like this, the prices will crash. They will. And if the Fed decides artificially, right, like they do, to give the market a different direction, and they're going to lower interest rates to a place where people will have significant purchasing power again, that means that I would just have to buy something at that point. The rates would do me a favor. The price for me would go down basically because cheaper monthly payment, which is perfectly fine. And yeah, that's what I think. I think no matter what happens, the real, like, just go talk to realtors. They're all dead in the water. They're making up like all these crazy shit to get people interested. This is identical to 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008. It's identical. And I know because I got rich doing that. Like, this is the only thing I know. I know nothing about anything, but house prices right now are going to fall into my lap in whatever direction it is. And I don't care. I'm not looking for cheaper prices. I'm looking for cheaper money or cheaper prices. Either one is going to come my way. What do you think about that? You should come drive to San Diego. Way nicer out there. I wanted to move to San Diego when we first got out here, and we ended up just choosing not to for whatever reason. Damn it. Going to Dubai for the next 3 weeks. Good for you, dude. That's such a good trip. Have a blast, dude. Have a fucking blast. Let me see if Farhan replied to my question. By the way, if you guys don't follow Farhan, you're doing yourself a disservice. He is the best trader I follow of them all. Hands down. I'm not just saying this. Legit, he's the best trader I follow. Hands down. A lot of people are getting offered refi at 8%. Yeah, but the mortgage applications and credit creations have collapsed. Remember that. I remember when you used to do mobile reviews, Ali. Damn, dude, you're a fucking real G. A real G. No. Adam, they need to drop the rates. People like homes affordability at 6%. That's where it like stopped. Between 6 and 8%. It needs to go lower than 6%. It has to. What people don't fully understand in this market, I believe the top is in on rates and cuts will happen by the end of 2024, to be honest with you. That's my thesis too. I think exactly the same thing. And by the way, this will affect the car market and the housing market on the same way. On the same way. Now, you guys have to understand this one thing that no one is accounting for. The price of living, and this doesn't apply to everyone. And if this is not your situation, understand it's not your situation. But the cost of living is so high. The expenses for maintenance, for services, for taxes, your insurance, all of these things that you need have gone up so much, people can't afford it. There's a reason why credit card debt is exploding towards the upside, right? So what I'm saying is there's a lot of cash waiting on the sidelines to participate. But there's also a lot of people that don't understand that that going on this for longer will have an impact so massive on these people's what's it called? On these people's, it's not net worth, on these people's spending ability. It's going to destroy everyone. Keeping the rates up here, legitimately keeping the rates up here is going to fucking demolish everyone. Everyone, demolish them for real. At a point that people don't understand. You're seeing it with cars right now. You're seeing it with the narratives of everything. And I'd say, just watch it. Just watch it. We're going to make money no matter what, whether it's cars or houses, guys. We just got to wait. Wait until people are fucking broke as fuck, which right now it's happening at a rate that you don't understand. My friends that have restaurants told me, I don't know what happened in October, but people have no money anymore. In October. It's now November. It's only been 1 month. They keep this up for another year, no credit creation, and they keep squeezing the fuck out of those loans. They're making, by the way, if you didn't live through 2008, you don't remember how people got their credit cards. They were like, all right, you can spend no more anymore. Now you got to pay me this back. Credit lines, they were like, we're taking away your credit line. You need to pay this up front right now. All of that stuff matters. Most of our country's broke as fuck because we all have been taught to pay everything on monthly basis, on monthly cost basis. So this is also going to affect the cars, by the way. This is why cars are dropping like crazy at a certain price range. And there's other price ranges that are not. But in housing, for example, anything below $4 million up to like, I want to say $1.5 million is dropping little by little. It's dropping little by little. And also there's a lot of people thinking, I'm just going to wait it out. But just wait until the panic settles in and they start noticing. Because right now they have incentive programs in certain things, right? Like you have house builders that are giving people 5% interest rates. They're eating the rest. So they're selling at a higher cost, and that's what they're going with. But those are the only houses that are moving right now. So eventually, the private sector is going to be like, fuck you for selling your newer house cheaper than mine. I'm going to sell it cheaper than yours. And that's when the fucking slide's going to go down. And if not, I guarantee you, if they cut rates, the thing will go up again. But it's not, it's bound to break. It's bound to break. It's bound to break big time. Big time. And the way I look at it is just like the commercial real estate. Why is no one buying buildings that are worth 30% of what they were 4 years ago? That makes no sense. Those are properties that make you money. That's like the staple of like the market, and they're not taking it. I didn't know that. That's fucking bullshit. That's fucking bullshit and not nice. I had a guy too that got hired by the fucking douchebags in New York, the East Coast douchebags, right? Like the ones with their Paganis and shit, to come and confront me at a car meet. Fucking gigantic pussies. This is the worst, guys. Be civilized with people. Like we're all one. We're all on the same team. We're all in Team Humanity. Stop being gay as fuck. I'm not saying that to you, Farhan. Dude, I can see you rocking a 2012 Range Rover Autobiography Limited Edition, only 50 total in North America. It would be a pleasure to see you featuring it on your channel. Long live the L3322. So that's the engine, I'm guessing. I'll tell you this, dude. I don't like older cars. I'm not an older car guy. Like I even with the Car GT, I struggled. I like new stuff. I like the new. I don't like sitting in a car that feels old. I even drive some of the Range Rovers that are just a generation behind us, and I'm like, ew. But that's just me because I'm a douchebag. What are the top 5 cars you would buy back? I wouldn't buy back anything. I don't regret selling anything. I already had the experience, and I like newer experiences all the time. But I'd say the only one that I would go back and say, all right, I need another one is a Pagani. And now, hear me out. I would only buy a Pagani if I become so filthy fucking rich, I can put it in my living room and just have it sit there. That's the only way I buy it. But that's the only car that I'm like, man, I just didn't appreciate the car for what it was, which is just a gigantic piece of art. My relationship with Horatio, which I appreciate till this day, I love him. He's so fucking funny. And yeah, I think only the Pagani, nothing else. I don't regret selling cars. I don't live in that shit. I like my present. What's going on with your companies? So the mezcal is doing well in Mexico. We're here in the United States too. If you guys want to get some, is shameless plug, right? Mezcal, aleronusa.com. Use code Tio. There you go. That's 10% off. If you guys in the United States want to buy it, it'll get home. You can just buy it off the website. It's our website. It's secure. Don't worry about anything. That's that. Then what else? Swipe. So Swipe, I'm not doing anything with Swipe right now. It's a different play, and I don't want to talk about it. It's for sports and all that shit. I have a water company. The water company's killing it. Like that, my friends, the goose, the duck is cooked. We're ready to roll. We're in over 20-some thousand stores in Mexico. We're coming out with new products. We're killing it. This is the company. This is like the dream. Like we got there. NFTs, I'm not doing anything with the NFT stuff right now because it hasn't evolved. So I'm making a brand new system, and it's been a fucking nightmare, but almost there. Weed, I can't do anything. In Mexico, they never open the doors to the weed thing. So we put that on hold. So we're running mezcal hard, watches hard, water hard, mega hard. Am I doing anything else? Belen's company, Belen's clothing. And I'm sure I'm forgetting something else. Oh, car dealerships. Car dealerships, and that's it. Like product wise, other than that, I still have my marketing company, which makes me a good living, and YouTube also makes me a good living. I didn't realize that YouTube now pays so well, so I'll take it. I came in for the fun. I stayed for the money. Nah. Oh, penis points are coming back in a different way. Shameless plug. We are water people. Yes, sir. No, the coffee we just did the runs. That was not a company. My friend owns that company. So with the coffee, we just did a run, and we realized really fast that if you want to make a fuck ton of money with coffee, you need to be in 20-some thousand stores. And I didn't want to do that. I don't have it in me and whatnot. But with the waters, our business partners are fucking incredible at it. So we didn't have to worry about that. soon we'll get the good stuff coming back out. By the way, I can't do any content like this platform is so crazy. You can't do shit that they don't want you to do or say here. So I also want to figure out how we can do the let's get high and talk about cars and all that stuff. We have some shirts and some hats. I just haven't pushed it at all. Just go on shopswipe.com. The white ones, I'm wearing that right now. I love these. And the black ones, that we have that super high quality, and we also like have the swipe circle hat. Either way, guys, thank you so much for your time. I'll be seeing you a lot more. So get ready for that. Get ready for that.